So today I'm going to be talking about lacrosse. Lacrosse is the fastest growing sport in the United States. And not just fastest growing, but it also is the fastest moving sport. The basics about lacrosse is mostly teamwork and speed and agility. Learning it is very simple and there's not much to it after you get all the basic things down, which will only take you a week or two, if that, just depending on who you are. First of all, stick skills. I am a goalie, but stick skills are learned just through basic practices that, your coach gives you any drills or something like that. But the drill that mostly helped me was wall ball. Wall ball is when you throw the ball at the wall and it bounces back to you and you keep going, and it really improves hand-eye coordination and really just helps you get a feel of how to control your stick and how to control where the ball would go. Another thing is passing the ball, obviously with a partner. It just kind of gives you more of a real life feel of how it will be in a game or any other situation where you would be passing or catching. The rules of lacrosse are difficult to learn at first, but once you get the basics of it, it's really all just common sense. When you are on the field, there's typically 12 players. There's attack, midi, and defense, and a goalie. Goalie is counted as a field player. Playing 7-on-7, 7-on-7s are games that don't stop. Once you get a goal in, goalie has to take the ball out, pass it to a player, you keep going. So 7-on-7s are much faster games, which only take about 25 minutes, if that. But regular 12-player games are usually an hour. Rules-wise is goalies, which is me, we are allowed to step out of what is called a crease. A goalie crease is what we stand in where our goal is, and it's just a circle basically around the goalie and the goal. We're allowed to step out to grab a ball, but we're not allowed to come back in with that ball. When we have the ball in our stick and we didn't step out, we can have it in our stick for 10 seconds, and after 10 seconds we would have to give it to the opposing team. But if you pass it before the 10 seconds is up, then your players can keep going towards the goal. Attack has some different rules. They are not allowed to, basically a lot of touching when it comes to the girl version of lacrosse is not allowed. You can use only this part to push another player. If you use your elbow, your hand to push, or if you just force through someone, you can get called for it. Once you're called for it, you usually have to hand it over to the player that you did that to. So it's really important to understand as an attack or a midi, midis also have similar rules, that you need to just use what you have, use your ability, use your running skills to move around the people that are coming towards you, which is also another skill that we like to practice on. Using ladders really helps with quick feet and movement with those feet. Once you get a hold of some basic ladder steps, it's really easy for you to move around on the field when you're actually in the game. When doing ladders, we have about five different steps that we go through back and forth with those ladders to just get a feel for hand-eye coordination when it comes to running and moving around, and also foot coordination. Some defense rules are when a player is about to take a shot, you are only able to come at an angle of that player. If you step right in front of the player that is about to shoot, you get called for shooting space. Shooting space is when you're in the way of that player, basically in the name. Once that happens, the shooter gets to stand on the 8, which is, there's goalie crease, 8 and 12. Just basically positions on that field where they should stand to take a shot. The shot is a free shot, and once the ref blows the whistle, defenders can move in again, but can also get shooting space once again if they don't come in at a specific angle. The angle has to be a 90-degree angle, so if anything less than that is noticed, then automatic shooting space. After a few shooting spaces, it all just basically goes to a free shot. As a player, I've been playing for 2 seasons now, and probably my second week in, I learned all of the basics, but I started as a defender. Defense is usually for beginners because it is something that you can grasp onto quickly. All the rules and the positions where you should be are pretty much there. It doesn't take much to get them. Moving on to my second season, coach put me in as a goalie. So, as you might know, this ball is like a very large bouncy ball. It is very heavy, and once it hits you, it hurts very bad. But after 2 seasons, I think I've become immune to the pain. So, I was afraid at first, but just like any other position or any other sport in general, after just a few tries and some dedication, then you get it right away and you become a pro eventually. But now that I have explained to you what lacrosse is about, I hope that you can be influenced by me just like I was influenced by a friend to start it. It is an easy and very fun sport. It's mixed between soccer, tennis, so many different sports. It's insane how many different things you can pick out and say, that's from that sport, that's from that sport. It's very similar. So whoever is an athlete and tries out lacrosse, there's at least one thing that they know that they're already used to doing. So basically, going over it again, stick skills, cradling, and moving, knowing how to move around the other team. And other than that, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that eventually you might even try out the sport. It's really cool, and I know you might like it. Bye.